Hello everybody, it's Kim Wilson here, and I totally forgot to do my lunchtime live yesterday, so I'm going to do one today since it is right at the end of the in color sale, and I was cleaning up a little spot in my craft room yesterday, and I came across two card kits from an earlier class in the spring that I hadn't finished up, so I thought I would show you how to make a faux shutter card and step it up a bit. So when I originally designed this card, it was to show off the 5 new in colors. So we've got Cloud Cover, Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, Strawberry Slush, and then Secret Sea, which is a little bit like black, but a little bit of a muted black. It's got a little bit of green and blue tones in it. So a really cool color. And I love Secret Sea for sentiment. So that's how I stamped the sentiment in Secret Sea. All right, so the way I stepped it up is I used 4 different embossing folders on my 4 little scrap pieces to make the corners, and I think that really stepped it up quite nicely. You could even add some of the in color flat pearls or something else to step it up even further, a little ribbon. But anyhow, I wanted to show you how easy this card is to make. So standard card base, and then you're going to want to have a white piece inside since it's a dark piece of cardstock. So we need a white piece also for the front. Even though you don't see it on the front, it's going to be our base to add all of our other pieces so we can mount it. And then our sentiment, let's see what the dimension is, 1 3/4 square, but we're going to use it in a diamond shape here. And I want to be very careful to center it on my card here. So I'm going to use my grid here and make sure it is centered there, because we want the top and the bottom corners to be equivalent so that it all goes together nicely in right angles. So let me stick a little bit of glue under there to put down that corner, and then double check that my corners are even. Okay, that looks good. So the reason we're doing that extra piece on top rather than just leave it blank is because we want to be able to take these 1/4-inch strips and put them right up against something. I'm going to stick a little more glue under this side as well. I'm always using my glues that are almost empty. So even though it seems like it's empty, if you use the bigger tip and then kind of bang it down, that glue will still come out for a long time, and you can keep using it. All right, so we'll do the same thing with our little strips here. So I always start on, it doesn't matter which side you start on, but you want to start exactly on the square or diamond in this case, because you don't want it to go straight all the way across, because then you won't get that kind of shutter effect. So, and you want to keep going around in a kind of a circle to get all the pieces around. We'll stick one there too. You know what? It doesn't matter if I put glue there and it overlaps, because we're going to put all our other pieces there next too. So then keep going with my strips here. In fact, I'm just going to put a whole bunch of glue here because it doesn't really matter, because the other pieces will go on in the next step. So put some other pieces there, get all that glue there. And I'm going to use that flat little edge there on my green glue to kind of spread that around, because I got a little bit much of glue there. Okay. And I think on my sample I used a tape runner, which is a little bit easier to use. My glue doesn't want to stick here because it takes a little bit of time to stick. And you want to make sure that all of those 1/4-inch strips are jutted right up tight against each other to get the best effect there. And we'll grab some of that glue and just move it down there and get that one on. And then, you know what, I'm going to do just 3 sides, because I have a little trick I used when I was making this other one. Okay, so for this one I used all 5 in colors. For this one, I'm going to do a monochromatic card. So one of our staff members in a video, and I don't even remember what it was about, but she gave us some different color combination using the in colors to fit the color wheel, because those in colors aren't on the color wheel, but you can kind of, you know, tell where they go in the yellow, and the orange categories. So for this one, she said strawberry slush and real red or flirty flamingo were good monochromatic colors together and good color buddies. So I used all three of those colors because I happen to have scraps. So that's what I'm going to stick on here. So we're going to stick my flirty flamingo piece there, and let's stick one of my strawberry slush pieces here because it seems like it's going to fit pretty well there. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and stick these all on together because for the sake of time. In my sample, I used my paper trimmer to cut these evenly because you got to cut all these pieces off. So you can do them part at a time or do them all together like this and get those off evenly. So I'm going to try to use my scissors. It won't be quite as good, but paper trimmer is the best way to do it. So we'll stick the real red one there. And this is why it's important to get everything at a good angle so that you don't get gaps here. I think I've got a little bit of gap here because my scrap wasn't quite at 90 degrees. And then we'll stick our last scrap on here. And it looks kind of silly right now, doesn't it? But we'll be cutting off all those extra bits. So it will be fine. And I'm trying to even up that little spot there. And it takes a little bit longer to dry with the green glue, so hopefully I'll be okay here. And then when you're cutting, you always want to cut on the opposite side. It cuts a little easier. And I'm going to use an old pair of my not so good scissors because I'm going to get glue on them. And just trim off all those extra bits there. Good way to use up scraps. Okay, so all of that white piece is now hidden, and then this can be mounted on our card base. So let's do that real quick. And I love how this turned out with using the embossing folders. You could also use designer series paper, and that would also give you a nice, more stepped up look if you used some of them as designer papers. Oh, that's pretty as a monochromatic card, isn't it? So we've got real red, flirty flamingo, and strawberry slush. So there are the two cards. There's my contact information, and that in color sale is almost over, just today and tomorrow, and it's over. I'm going to also put the those other color combinations up here in case you were interested in grabbing those. So the analogous Timid Tiger, Daffodil Delight, and Old Olive, complimentary Secret Sea, Cajun Craze, Petal Pink, Triadic Cloud Cover, Petal Pink, and Old Olive. So I haven't tried these other ones, but they sound like they would be great together. And these new in colors are really top-notch colors to have in your repertoire. So grab the cardstock, the two-tone cardstock, the ink pads, the markers, the Stampin' Blend markers. They're all on sale for 2 more days. Okay, hope you enjoyed this project. Happy crafting!